Welcome back, everyone, to the top 5 stocks to watch weekly recap. Lots interesting this week. Some of the stocks, pretty much every one of our ideas were winner. None of them really went ballistic, but a lot of them are going to be rolled over into next week, and we've got a lot of interesting action coming up for next week. SPY literally pinning the, basically year-to-date highs right off of pushing highs off of that crack back on Christmas Eve. So as I mentioned, market is really strong here. Lots of great swing trades this week. LSCC was one we really focused on StocksToTrade Pro. Had earnings this week. DBD, Diebold was another one. We've had a lot of the higher priced, what we call real companies, doing really well. Bohen did well on earnings. Cisco has been up on earnings. So that is what we're looking at for these swing trades, especially going into next week, is to be dialed in on some of the lower priced earnings winners. Like, LSCC was a good example. Wasn't on the watch list last week, but came up in StocksToTrade Pro this week. Several members made $2. I think some made over $2 a share on that. So that's the formula we're looking at on these trades, and that's what we'll be looking for scanning going into this weekend. So again, if you're not on the watch list, if you're checking out this video, go below, go to StocksToTrade.com/watch list, and make sure you're signed up. Also, I always want to see your ideas. What did you trade well this week? Did you make any swing trades? Did you trade any earnings winners? Give me the tickers below that you did trade, and then I would love to hear what you're looking at for next week. I love one of the beauties of social media, the beauties of not crowdfunding, the hive mind, whatever you want to call it, is the ability to get information from everywhere. So give me your tickers that you're watching. I would love to feature one of them on next week's watch list. So also, just as a quick reminder, an FYI, the watch list will still go out at the normal time, but markets are closed Monday in observance of President's Day. So, don't get up, rip raring, ready to go on Monday to trade, because U.S. markets are closed and we'll be back open on Tuesday as usual. So let's get started on the recap. First stock was Zynga. This was an earnings winner last week. And let me get back to the 10-day chart. Zynga. So had earnings last week, and you can see slowly ground higher. You go back to Monday morning, it was kind of hovering in the 480s. Didn't do a whole lot, but you can see it did hit a high of the week this morning. So, what I like to say is every trade's not going to be a winner. You're not going to crush it. You're not going to make 100, 200, 500% on every idea, but you can see what we look for. And the nice thing is, even when a trade, I guess you could say, in essence, Zynga didn't work. I don't think any of you are looking to trade a $5 stock and would be happy with a 15 or a 20 cent gain in a week. I doubt any of you would be happy with that. But the key to trading these earnings winners with good charts that are breaking out is, even if it doesn't work, think about it. What's worst case scenario on Zynga? You buy Monday morning at 490 and you're bored on Friday afternoon and you sell at 501 or 503. You basically would never have been down. No matter where you bought this stock, all week, worst case scenario, you're down a couple cents. So that's why we focus on these, because they have a high likelihood of spiking, and even if they don't, you don't get the panic. You don't get the huge drops. You might have seen I had SHMP on my screen. look at earnings winners that are quality companies that are at 52-week highs don't do what SHMP did. Now, SHMP was a great dip buy on Tuesday, but hey, the stock was 30 cents this morning. It was 95 cents Tuesday. So that's the nice thing about stuff like Zynga. When they don't work, worst case scenario, you get bored out and maybe you make 2 cents a share, maybe you lose 2 cents a share. It's a scratch. It's just like anything else. You break even, you move on. So then the next ticker is Starbucks. Higher priced, but you can't ask for much more of what you would call a quality company, a high quality company. And same thing. Now, maybe you bought Monday in the low 70s. Maybe you were perfect and you sold at 71 and you made $1 a share. But really, all the comments on Starbucks, everything I said about Zynga applies to Starbucks. Yeah. Do you want to make $1 a share on a $70 stock? No, that's nobody's goal. Do you want to make 50 cents on a $70 stock? That's nobody's goal. I mean, you want $5, $10, $15 a share on something like this, but everything to Zynga applies. Worst case scenario, you're break even. That if breaking even or losing a couple cents a share is your bad trade of the week, I'll take that any week I can take it. So TPNL, this was looking good. But geez, it actually squeezed a little bit today, didn't it? Interesting. So TPNL is still in play. How's this look on the 52s? I thought this got hit a lot worse. Wow. So interesting. So TPNL, another and by no means a home run, but there was a hit piece, a short seller hit piece on this yesterday. And this thing hit new highs today. Wow. Again, not a home run. It's kind of stuck. It's range bound between 7 and 8. But keep this on radar because there's a lot of traders that blindly follow those short seller hit pieces. And you get a squeeze to new highs on a Friday after the hit piece comes out. That's definitely a setup for next week. Don't forget about TPNL. Cron. Wheat stock's been a little bit annoying for sure, but Cron had some trades. There were some opportunities in this. And, if you were, again, if you had like great entries Tuesday morning, this stock has range. And you can see if, These weed stocks have been annoying, trust me. I'm not bragging about it. But you can see solid uptrend from Tuesday to today. So choppy, though. Choppy. I have been I have blacklisted and unblacklisted these weed stocks. I don't know how many times. But, if you bought that Tuesday morning break, or maybe you bought the $20 break, and you can see in pre-market this morning, $21.75. CGC, an old favorite that's a weed stock, had earnings this morning, had a pretty good day as well. So not bad for Cron. The only thing I would say about Cron, a lot of choppiness. Now, if you bought, and not that I would ever recommend this, if you bought and covered your eyes all week, you can see it. It ultimately closed pretty good. So, and again, definitely a setup for next week with CGC announcing earnings this morning. SHMP, scary stock, but big gap up on Monday. This opened at 70 and went all the way to 95 cents on Monday morning, but really quick. The main trade, and it was fun because in StocksToTrade Pro, remember StocksToTrade Pro, you can check it out below, every day, never miss a day, live webinars. You see my screen, you see my level 2, you see everything. And SHMP was a fun one because this dropped from 95 cents to 50 cents. and we were dialed in watching that level 2. Once it hit 51, consolidated for a few minutes, based, we were all over that dip buy idea, and you can see it went from 55 to 80. Now, went all the way back and is down to 30. But if you like dip buys, I'll admit I'm not a huge fan of dip buying, but SHMP on Tuesday, bring up your chart. If you're interested in dip buying, remember, SHMP was a penny stock a few weeks ago. It was 95 cents on Tuesday morning. Those OTC, multi-day runners that drop hard, that is what you want to look for as a dip buy. So again, not necessarily my style, but it was fun to watch it live in StocksToTrade Pro. So thanks a lot, everyone. Some decent setups. Didn't knock it out of the park this week, but what I love in review about the process, about what we look for here is, look at some of these, back the video up, even the bad, the quote unquote bad trades were scratch trades. Hey, my worst trades, if your worst trades are scratch trades, you take it every day you can, because that's, that's how you avoid, what crushes traders? The big losses. If your bad trades are scratches, that's a success. So again, be sure to like, share this video with your friends, and as I mentioned in the beginning, what did you trade this week? Let me know below, and most importantly, what are you looking at for next week? I would love to take one of your guys' stocks and put it on next week's watch list. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you next week.